Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm so excited to introduce you guys to my gut healing super soup. So basically I created this recipe. It is stage 1 friendly, it is for absolutely everyone, and it kind of goes over some of the elements that you can have in stage 1. So the foundations of what you should be consuming if you're on stage 1. So basically I created this soup. I've been making it for ages now, and the base of the soup is bone broth. So I actually make my own bone broth. I will go to the store, get a rotisserie chicken, eat all the chicken off of the bones, and then simmer the bones in a pot for 6 to 12 hours. So then with this recipe, it depends how many people you're trying to feed. If you want 2 servings, which is what I make, basically you're going to use 1 cup of your chicken broth, your chicken bone broth, and then you're going to use between 2 to 4 cups of water, depending on how much soup you want to make. My soup ended up being more stuff and less liquid, so if you want more liquid and less like vegetables, add more water and more bone broth to that. So basically this is a super simple soup. It takes definitely less than 20 minutes to create. So you can use a pot, but I usually use just a pan with large enough sides that I can contain all the liquid. And so you heat up the base. So you heat up the bone broth with the water, and then you're going to add the vegetables that take the longest to cook. So that's going to be the cabbage. It could be the Brussels sprouts. If you're using just the leaves of the sprouts, you can add them later, but if you're cutting them and chopping them and using the inside of a Brussels sprout, it's harder, so you want that to get soft. So you're going to also put that in the pot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to me cooking and show you some of the ingredients that I'm using, and you're going to get a feel of what you can eat on the stage 1 diet, at least the basis of it. Alright, so here we are and we're about to make our soup, so let's go over the ingredients. Starting with the main attraction, which is the bone broth. So I actually made this bone broth myself. So what I did was I had a rotisserie chicken and I cut up all the bones after I ate off all of the meat, and then I let it simmer in a pot for 12 hours with apple cider vinegar, a little bit of salt, and you just let it simmer. And so basically what you're left with is a broth, and it has so many good things. So all of this like fat and oils and like saturated fat that you see on top there, within that is actually, it's gelatin. It's not saturated fat, it's gelatin, it's collagen, and that's why it's good for your skin. So moving right along, the next item we're going to talk about is a cabbage. So more specifically, this is a purple cabbage, and you can see how the inside looks. So we're just going to cut off some of this and add it to there, and we want to create long strips. So I love cabbage. Cabbage is perfectly safe for stage 1 eczema. Now we're going to give it some flavor, and so this is a leek. L-E-E-K. So this has a very mild onion flavor. It tastes absolutely amazing in the soup, and we're going to cut it along this way so that it creates these long pieces, almost like short noodles. So then we have some Brussels sprouts, and this is just for added nutrients. These are shaved Brussels sprouts. It's currently frozen, but once we add it to the soup, it'll warm up. And I love this because you're going to get long strips of greens, and so this is making sure we're getting in all of our micronutrients as well. So going along with that, we have beets. So more specifically, these are golden beets, and these are frozen too. That's why they look kind of strange, but I'll just cut up my beet and store it in the freezer for however long that I need. So this is a golden beet. It's going to add sweetness to the soup and give it a little bit of flavor. So the last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about are these, and I know it looks very, very weird, but these are called enoki mushrooms, and mushrooms are safe for the majority of people in stage 1, and so basically this is the root of it, and we're just gonna cut off this. And so this acts like a noodle in the soup without having any noodles. So this is a super low calorie soup as well, if that's something you are interested in. So I have a pan on the oven over that way, and let's jump right in. So now that I introduced you to all the ingredients that we're gonna be using, basically back to what I was saying, you wanna cook the vegetables that are gonna take the longest to cook first. So if it's a tougher vegetable, if you're adding in sweet potatoes, that's gonna take longer to cook, so you wanna put that in first. So you're gonna let that simmer, it's gonna be boiling, it's gonna get nice and hot. So you're gonna add in other things like leeks and mushrooms. So basically, I went over what a leek is, and just so you guys know, it has an onion-based taste to it. And so we're gonna throw all of that into our pot, or if you're like me, pan. And so you wanna occasionally stir your soup, but it's a very low maintenance soup. It's super easy to make. And my favorite part is the seasonings. And I like to put in sea salt, I like to put in thyme, ginger, sometimes I put in black pepper. There's not a lot of seasonings that you can have on the stage 1 diet. And if you're wondering about the stage 1 diet, you can base it off of some of my videos, but if you really want to heal with it, message me and we can talk about my 6-week-long program where I tell you guys the diet. It's a whole ebook. But back to the soup. It's really simple, really delicious, and you basically stir in a bunch of ingredients, and that's just about it. It's really easy to make, and it tastes fantastic. So basically, why is this soup healing? So the bone broth heals leaky gut, the cabbage heals leaky gut, the Brussels sprouts do as well. The leeks add flavor, the seasonings add flavor. The mushrooms are just for some extra added texture. So the mushrooms that I used, they kind of have a noodle-like texture in the soup, but feel free to use any different type of mushroom that you want. They're all pretty much safe for stage 1, unless you have an allergy to it, and that's a whole different situation. So this soup contains so many vitamins and minerals, and making sure that you get all of those nutrients is critical in your healing process. You want to make sure that you're feeding your body in the best way possible. So this soup is super nutritious. Make sure not to add too much sea salt because too much sodium will make your eczema flare up. So just put a crack or 2 of sea salt into your soup and don't overdo any of the seasonings. The thyme really gives it a nice flavor, and that's spelled T-H-Y-M-E, not T-I-M-E. So one funny thing about this soup is the liquid may turn into this very weird brown purple color, especially if you're using red cabbage. Or if you use red beets or traditional beets, it will turn colors. So as you noticed, I put in golden beets into my soup, so that wouldn't change it colors, but the red cabbage does make it change colors. But I do encourage you guys to try to include things like red cabbage and red beets, because the more vibrant the color, the more nutrients that are packed into that. So this is a super quick, easy recipe for you guys. If you're feeling so bad and your skin is so itchy, start with this soup and at least you have somewhere to start off with. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you end up making this soup, let me know. Let me know how you like it. Let me know if you like the ingredients. This is something that I really enjoy. I add the beets because I like a little bit of sweetness when I'm eating. And yeah, so that's the soup. Message me if you need any help. Like I said, I have a program that will teach you guys exactly how to heal your eczema. If you're doing it on your own, that's great. The soup is an awesome place to start. At least you can eat something that won't damage your skin. But if you need extra help, let me know. I am here for you guys. And if you just have a random question here or there, leave it in the comments below, DM me on Instagram, message me on Facebook. I talk to everyone, so don't be afraid. So this wraps up this video. Super short, super quick, but if you enjoy these recipe videos, give this video a big thumbs up so I know to keep making recipe videos. Because otherwise, I don't know what videos I'm going to make. Who knows? So let me know and I will get back in the kitchen and start creating more and more recipes. I'm working on a cookie dough recipe safe for stage 2 to stage 3 eczema. Alright guys, see you in my next video.
crashing waves.